Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are. Yeah. Yeah, something I noticed in a few of my videos. I start with a sigh, like like that, like here we go again, or maybe it's also a okay, let's have a talk. And that's exactly the thing. What if the other doesn't want to talk? Hello, birdie. The bird was saying the same thing. Let's have a talk. Yeah, okay, so, but what if the other doesn't want to talk? I've been running into this a lot lately. Some of you might know, I had a girlfriend. We wouldn't say girlfriend. We wouldn't say, we're in a relationship. We are not partners. We tried it. That was fun. I think we knew each other about a year. Something. I had moved in with her, and then yeah, we started as just friends. Then quickly became lovers, and then I moved in with her, and yeah, I don't know, we were talking about it like, so maybe we should just admit, because we were telling everybody like, no, we're just friends. Whenever they saw us together, like they treated us as a couple, and yeah, I think she started it like, no, we're just friends. And then, yeah, okay, let's admit we're partners. That lasted, I think, about a week. Because we immediately noticed programs started running off. I have to change the other person. If you're my partner, then you have to be like this and this and this, because I have expectations from a partner. I want my partner to be this, or I want my partner to be that. And after a week we agreed, no, we're not partners. And then we were in a relationship for over 5 years. Which recently suddenly came to an abrupt halt from her side, and I know from experience, the one breaking up is usually the one that feels the best about it, or it's the easiest. Well, I don't think it's easy at all. Because when you're like, we were really like, and in general, I'm someone who leans back and just notices how life unfolds. But then there's the human side. That's how I call it. My human, Jeroen, he is like, but why she's not talking to me? I want want to ask questions. I want to know what's happening. I want to know where she's going. I want to ask if she already booked a ticket. I want to ask why she's acting like she's pissed off on me all the time. And I understand. I recognize his needs. I can completely comprehend why he has these needs. I mean, it's horrible if you lived like really close with each other for over 5 years, and that like suddenly drops away. It was not suddenly. I mean, this started. I think it started falling apart from the moment she moved in with me, because then things accelerated in a way for her, because she had to let go of her apartment, then she let go of her car, and she became dependent on me, on the house, on my car. And I know also from experience, when you feel like this free spirit, you don't want to be dependent on something or someone, because it feels like then they have control over you. Well, I made it very clear to her, listen, move in here. I lived in a 2-room apartment. You can have my bedroom. I will sleep in the living room. I will make it my cozy place. And you can do your thing in your room. No need to pay rent. It's all been taken care of. Relax. And of course this was not just a gentle offer. There was like huge thing, of course, but always this nagging thought in the back of her mind: is he gonna throw me out? Is he gonna say I have to go? And that's horrible. And yeah, I recently posted a video about closing the loop. This is how we, mostly unconscious, either give too much attention to this thought, fight it, try to ignore it, or we agree with it. And yeah, so what I've learned is just to acknowledge it, just to acknowledge its existence. Like, okay, yeah, Jeroen wants to talk to his ex, ask questions, possibly needs validation. So I gave him some validation. I told him, like, okay, I understand, I comprehend what you're going through. And then, like, maybe someone would say to a child, like, it's okay, it's okay. She's just angry. And sometimes, sometimes when we're angry, I think this is not just for women, it's also for men. Sometimes there's no reason to be angry. There's no, like, he did this or you did that. It's just anger, like fed up with things, Being human is, wow, it's heavy sometimes. Yeah. But it's also fun. So for me, it's always been about balance, about how can I balance the one with the other, and then I know this is not black and white. So it's not about balancing this or that. No, it just realized there's so many realities or experiences or ways of looking at it or ways of interpreting it. It's, it hardly ever happens that you have like one single feeling or one single thought or one single emotion. So what do you focus on, right? I could like now totally focus on she's not talking to me and she's like using ghosting and one of the those silent treatment tactics. But even though that might be true to some extent, I also I've been trying to reprogram myself, not to say understand, but to comprehend. So I also comprehend. I get it. I get why she needs to do this, because it probably for her it feels like this is how I set boundaries. This is how I make clear that I've been carrying your weight for too long, and now I am learning to carry my weight. And then, it might feel very intimidating, maybe, to talk about relational stuff, talk about personal stuff, because then you're in relation again with the other, and right now and I told her a long time ago, you're making me into the enemy, the boogeyman. Scapegoat. It's what we need sometimes, to externalize things. When you be carrying so much load, other people's load usually, but also the stuff you put on yourself, like I have to be kind, I have to be gentle, I have to be respectful, I have to be, I need integrity is like really important to me, and for me honesty and freedom and openness. But this also carries weight. It also puts you in a situation, I have to be like this. I remember that in English is a little bit different. In Dutch we say must, and I think in English the difference between have to or need to. And when there's like a need, then you have to do it. So I made my own mantra. I don't need to do anything. I don't have to do anything. And that became my need. Not having to do anything, not needing anything. That became my biggest need. I got so stuck in it. I must do this. yeah, not allowing myself to need something made me very resistant to making like appointments, agreements. When I felt like I need to fill in this form, or I need to apply for this, or I need to do that, just for my own well-being, I started putting them off. I was very good at putting things off. Yeah, tomorrow, or next time. Next time I will look into it. Until it was either almost too late or already way too late. And then I had to do it, of course. Because, yeah, some things you just have to do. Like you have to breathe. Funny, huh? The spiritual community I lived in for some time, and it's just not just one community, it was several communities, and in all these communities I experienced the same thing, like this bypassing, like yeah, in an argument people say, yeah, that's your opinion. It's basically just saying, I refuse to look at my own I refuse to take responsibility. Yeah, in this community we don't speak badly about someone. And then during a meeting you were pointing out things. Yeah, no, in this community we don't speak bad about someone. Oh, another example. So the Netherlands has been ruled by democracy for so long, or democracy, right? The illusion of most votes count. And then they came up with with sociocracy. So everybody needs to agree. Everybody needs to give consent. There has to be consensus around a decision. So if only one disagrees, says, no, I'm not going to consent, then they cannot move on. So they have to all agree, they have to all give consensus, otherwise they cannot make it happen. And I've seen it in central living, like co-housing. As soon as they implemented it, it felt really good. Yeah, finally. And then one community member noticed, whoa, I have the power to speak my veto. I have my veto rights, so I'm not going to agree with this. And it didn't really matter. I think it was a she. It didn't really matter if she agreed or disagreed. No, she just felt empowered to use her veto rights. So she said, no, I disagree. No, this doesn't feel right. And then in the sociocracy, you need to either convince the other or adjust your proposal. So in the end, everybody agrees. But yeah, because she found out, oh, I feel so much power, and probably unconscious, I feel so much power. I can say no. that she kept disagreeing. So this didn't happen, that didn't happen, then this didn't happen, then this was not agreed upon, and then slowly the whole community and at some point people started leaving. They were like, yeah, if this is not going to change, I can no longer live here. So they left, which was actually a very good decision. And in the end, the community just vanished, just died, was taken over by a large company and said, okay, we're just going to rent it out to anybody who wants it. You can stay here and have your community, but we're going to put people there that we choose and not you. Yeah, and that was the end of the community, because then people joined. They didn't feel like being in the community also. They closed their front door and they don't care about their neighbors. It's using responsibility. And so often we feel more responsible for the other than for ourselves. Yeah. That's self-abandonment. Yeah, I noticed I'm getting distracted by the noises here, and there's a Russian couple sitting next to me. Done talking for today, and I'll see you in the next. Ciao. Slow connection, yeah, who cares? Just finish.